scene, interviewing the wrong lead, convicted so keen to guide those making choices astray, preventing them from walking a dangerous way. The numbers of the youth, staggering it seems, their belief in any means, even extreme, but we call upon God as our first reaction, offering an alternative, a divine attraction. Special disappear who been where they aspire, to detour them to show a path is higher, a profitable outcome, pleasing to God's sight, benefiting the 99%, shining a guiding light. Generational turnaround, open doors wide for more people to thrive. No one left behind, seeking truth, unraveling the why. One wrong decision to turn around, redefine. Generational turnaround.
Hello, 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 everyone. This is Judy Ambrose. Welcome to Generational Turnaround Show, where we seek the truth and then we bring you the proof with the guests that we invite. But tonight it's me and Suelo, my co-host, and I'm gonna bring her up right now. Hold on, wait a minute. Hello, 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 Suelo.
Hello, Miss Judy, and everyone else. How's everyone doing? How are you doing this evening, Miss Judy? And thank you for
Good.
having me again.
You are welcome. We are blessed and highly favored as usual.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a great day. So it's Sunday, and I know everyone is kind of settled down and ready to watch generational turnaround show. And we have a great show for you tonight. One thing I've got to let everybody know that one of my talks, my 3 o'clock in the morning talks, God let me know that generational turnaround is back to Him. Okay, everything that we've been coming up with and trying to help people through, and now we realize that it's not what we can help you all through. Generational turnaround to God. And so I just had to let everybody know that, Suelo, what you feeling about that? I know this is your way. This is
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. You see, I'm just smiling. I'm smiling. That's all I can do is smile about it because for 2+ years in the clubhouse streets, we've been meeting Saturdays, and I think I may have missed 2 Saturdays. I know I missed one for sure. But we've been, like I said, we've been meeting for 2+ years, and self-care awareness, that's what we talk about. We talk about taking our life back. It's okay not to be okay. It's okay to tell people no. And sometimes people think it's selfish, when we start talking about, self-care, but no, it's very, very necessary. And but the main key about self-care awareness, when you start to evaluate self and you start self-reflecting, you really start seeing that it's a spiritual relationship that's lacking. So
yes,
that's why I start smiling. I was like, yes, because they always tell me, they say, you know what, Suelo, in your ministry. And I keep saying that's not my ministry. And I'm like, well, I guess it is. I guess I have to stop saying that. So yeah.
yeah. You really do. Just like I keep saying, my mandate, which is my ministry, because when God gave me activate your faith and generational turnaround, I knew that it was my mandate, but I didn't know to what extreme He expected me to go with it. And so when people hear activate your faith or generational turnaround, they they get a feeling that they're short somewhere when it comes to activate your faith. What am I not doing? What is it that I could be doing better, my faith. And so that's here. That's what's going on right now. In 2025, a lot of faith is getting activated. They in place of fear, they're activating their faith. And so, yeah, yeah, that's where we are right now. We're going to continue to ask everyone, no matter what the government is doing, no matter um, what was happening to you that seems like it just came out of nowhere. Believe me, God has the plan. He has a plan for what's coming, and it is still coming. There was a what you call it? Not a tornado. Well, a tornado, and it was a what do you call it? Not a
You talking about that dust storm that came through?
no. It
Oh,
was uh, a fault. There's a fault in Mississippi that runs through Mississippi, Tennessee, and there was a what do you call it, Suelo? Not a volcano, a
well, you said,
earthquake. God, thank you, son-in-law. An earthquake in central Mississippi
when?
today.
Wow.
Who would have thought? And I remember when we were younger, we learned that there was a fault that runs through there, but there's never been any activity. But there was activity today. So tell me that things are not coming to a head. There's got so many strange occurrences that's happening right now. What do you think about that, Suelo?
Well, I'm just gonna say this: the money that I have in Southwest for my next flight, I don't know when I'll take that. It's just gonna have to sit there because it's too much. It's too many things that are happening that nobody can explain. I mean, they can explain it, but nobody wants to accept the reality of it. Is yeah, that's
Yeah, and you're right. The reality is if you're not, if you're not where you need to be in your life right now, you're not going to be able to explain it. But like my daughter said, Mom, there's nothing we can do about it, but we have to be right because it's going to happen.
we have to pray. We have
It's
to pray.
all we can
You
do
know,
is
we have to also stop speaking the negative, and that's what's on the TV. And I'm going to tell you honestly, my TV has been on the Disney Channel all day. It really has. My TV has been on the Disney Channel all day. But prior to that, I don't turn my TV on that much. I mean, because every time I turn it on, it's something about those people. And when I start hearing about those people, my body just instantly says, turn the TV off. Turn the TV off. So I go ahead and I turn the TV off and I'll turn my radio on and I'll put my gospel music on and I'll start praying. You know, I'm not that worldly person. Now, don't get me wrong. I was taught to be that worldly person. I was taught to entertain what's on the TV, but I had to learn myself that they didn't teach me the right meaning of worldly And being worldly is entertaining what's on the TV. Entertaining is what they say instead of knowing what I need to do. And that's, I need to get in my prayer closet. I need to get in my prayer corner. I need to put on all my armor. I need to get prayed up in order to survive any of this. Because if not, guess what's going to happen? I'm going to start walking in fear. I'm going to start living in fear. I'm going to close myself up. I'm going to live inside the four walls of insanity, exactly what they want us to do. And then I'm not going to know how to fight back. But once I get prayed up and I learn how to fight back in prayer and in faith, that's all we need.
And you know what else I say goes with that? God has given us the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding to live in this place that we are right now. And we have to use that wisdom, knowledge. You know, we pray, God gives us what we need because He's already given us what we need. Then we have to use our wisdom. And instead of fearing, we have to use our wisdom. We have to teach our children wisdom. And we have to go through each day. I mean, we're here and we're not here just to live. We're here to live as servants. And God is our Father. We know that. And everything that we need, He's already provided. But there's a lot of people who does not know that. And so they're out there running rampant, thinking that it's got to be done by them. If it's not done by them, then it won't be done. And trying to get the bag, trying to get everything so that they can be on top of something. I don't know what they want to be on top of, but they just want to. They tell us, Swallow.
Well, first off, we have to understand that parents didn't have a guide. Parents didn't have any kind of instruction book.
No.
We have to understand also, depending on our age and if we have dealt with our mental issues. Because, you know, back in the day when we were growing up, you know, you couldn't talk about mental issues. That
No.
was shunned upon. You don't talk about that. You couldn't even say, you know, oh, well, you know, I hear something in my head. I hear someone telling me something, which if you said that, you were crazy and they wanted to lock you up. But now we know that that's our intuition. We know that's God talking to us. We
That Holy
understand.
Spirit.
Yeah, we understand that now. But back then, no, we couldn't do that. So a lot of people, they held everything in, and now some people, they still struggle with that. They battle with, what
Yeah.
should I say and what should I do?
Yes.
Because if not, then, you know, if I say this, then they might think I'm crazy, or I might lose, you know, my family, I might lose my friends. But you know what? At some point, sometimes we might have to lose them. Like I said, you know, but it's okay to come back to them. But we just have to do what God called us to do. And yeah. But I want to see, oh, did you read the comment, Miss Judy? Yeah,
Oh
so
no, let's get back to
we got,
the comment.
yeah, you
Yeah,
got
get
comments
this
going
right.
on. Yeah.
Okay, let's see what we got here. Thank you. Oh,
Well,
okay, she's back.
we talked about
Sydney?
that. We talked about that. Miss Judy and I just talked about that, about the stuff that isn't supposed to leave the house.
Yeah, but you know what? In the back in the day, it's that was it. What happens in the home stays in the home. You don't share it with nobody, not even the relatives. You're not supposed to talk. But that is not so well. I'm not going to say it's not so, because I know you know different places where it's still that way. But mental health has made it possible. People who work in the mental health area, like you, Suelo, and can say to the people that you know that is real. That is real. What's happening is real. That voice that you hear in your head, that is not it. That's real. That's the Holy Spirit. That's where God is trying to let you know that you don't have to live that way. You don't have to be that way. But you're right. I know. But I'm believing that it's coming out more and more, that people are being made aware that they are not alone. And what they're hearing is not made up. Is that what you are talking about?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Um, because it's people like myself that have been counted out, the ones that everybody said you would never amount to anything, the ones that said God can't use you because of whatever reason. We are the ones that left. We left everyone. We left everything behind. And we started over. When we started over, and then some of us, speaking from my own self experience, I lost everything. When I lost everything, I had that 3 year time frame that I had to sit down alone in a town with I knew absolutely no one except for my Father and Savior. And when I sat down alone for 3 years with Him, and I said, okay, it's only you, because you are all I have, because the program didn't work. But the things that I've been doing, the things that I taught, it only hurt me. It hurt me, and it hurt anyone that tried to get close to me. And when I sat down for the 3 years and I understood that that was happening, that the program was hurting me and everyone that tried to get close to me, I was like, I don't like that. I don't like that. I had to look at the previous 3 years when I had lost everything, the people that opened their door to help me. I had to look at their negativity, and I had to look at, everything that they were experiencing, enduring in life. And I was like, I don't want that either. So it was time for me to say, okay, God, it's not my way. I tried it my way, and I don't like it my way, because my way, it hurts. Sacrificing hurts. And the only thing I have to do is be obedient. And once I learned how to be obedient, everything started to fall into place, and it got easier. That's what my song says. The song that the young man wrote for me a little bit over a year ago for my birthday, at the end of it, I say it just gets easier. It gets easy. And he put it in there 3 times, because I learned everything again that my family taught me, my pops. He used to, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have. If it wasn't for me, it's not if it wasn't for him. If it wasn't for God blessing him, he wouldn't have been able to. If it wasn't God for blessing my mother, she wouldn't have been able to. So when I lost my mother almost 13 years ago, is when I just knew my world was going to turn upside down. And it kind of did a little bit. But then when God said, see, I've been here this whole time. You just thought it was your mother. But now that she's not here, do you remember me now? And I'm like, yes, Lord, I do. Yes, Lord, I do. Yes, I
Yes,
do.
indeed. Yes, indeed. What you just said, a lot of people still have not come to that realization as to whom it is. And but they have come to the realization that they are short on knowing him. They're short on knowing him, and the world is not the way that they would want it to be. That God is the only one. What's going on right now in this country is nothing short of what I call him, the trickster. He's got so many people in this world at each other's throat. Why?
It's a
For
distraction.
thinking.
A distraction
Distraction.
to keep people confused, to keep everybody bickering, and that's what's happening. That happened. I want to say, what was it, last month before last, or something on Clubhouse when I was going in this room, and I was like, y'all are falling right into it. This is exactly what these people want. They want us to start bickering and start fussing, and for what? I said the whole time y'all been family. Every time I come in this space, y'all show love, even if y'all have a disagreement. You have a disagreement and you come right back. But no, it was to the point to where you could feel the dysfunction. And the dysfunction, that's the word, dysfunction. The dysfunction, yeah, we have to stop this dysfunction, because dysfunction takes over, and it cripples the body and the mental health.
I have a question that I wrote just for you. What are some key lessons you learned through your journey of redefining your purpose that you would like to share with our viewers?
Now, wait a minute. Say that again, please.
What are some key lessons you've learned through your journey of redefining yourself, redefining your purpose that you would like to share? Because there's a lot of people out there that are at that point where at the fork in the road, and they want to turn. They want to redefine who they are, not who they've been told that they are, as you so elegantly talk about every time that we are on this show. They who they have been told they are.
Wow. You know what, Miss Judy, is this is nobody but God, because I was just thinking about this. What was it, yesterday? Day before, and I talked to my pops about this either yesterday or the day before. And here you are asking this question, and excuse the dogs in the back. I don't know what's going on, but I know it's probably loud. But anyway, I was my thing is, I was always told what I'm doing exactly right now, I would never be able to do it, because nobody wanted to hear anything that was coming out of my mouth because of my background. You are just like your dad. You're just like your daddy. You're gonna be just like everybody on your daddy's side of the family. Nobody wants to hear, anything that's coming out of your mouth. You're gonna be ignorant just like your daddy's side. I mean, that was it. And I told them I wanted to do this. So when they told me nobody wanted to listen to me, I stopped talking. I stopped, I would just go around people and I would just listen. I would just listen and listen, but also learning people at the same time. And I listened to my family, I listened to my friends, and that's the thing that I somewhat regret. But now that I had those 3 years of solitude, the one thing I can say that I do love, I do understand, and I do stand on is God's promises. All of his promises. When he says, if you dream it, if you want it, it shall happen. You have to understand that what you want, you put your mind to, and it may hurt. You may have to remove some people. Some people may be the closest ones to you. In even relationships, partnerships. If we didn't pray about those relationships and those partnerships, then guess what? Sometimes we have to walk away from that in order for us to fulfill our purpose, our destiny, and our journey. I love that. I love my peace now. I love my boundaries that I can set and live in those boundaries and be just okay. And if anybody feels any type of way with me, you know what I say, Miss Judy? You know what I say to them? Okay, however you feel about me, that's between you and your God. It doesn't have anything to do with me. I'm going to go on about my peaceful life. Now, how your life is, again, not my problem, not my fault. I used to live that way too, but I don't anymore. So there you have it. Wait, you're muted. You're muted.
You say it sounds like a peace beyond understanding you describing there.
It is. It really is. And I never knew that this type of life existed because of what was taught to me. I thought, I was always going to be angry. I thought I was always going to have to be on the go. I thought I was always going to have to be that people pleaser. And then I had to understand, wait a minute. Wait, Suelo, Suelo, Suelo,
Well,
Suelo, Suelo. You, you, you worry about you. God will send the help. And I don't mean it in a selfish way. Don't get me wrong. I do help others. I
yes, you
do
do.
go out and I help others. And there's something, because like yesterday I was exhausted. When I was on Clubhouse, we were only on there. Now listen to what I'm saying. We were only on there for 3 hours. And because I was like, I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted. And yeah, I was asleep before, I want to say before 8:30 last night. Yeah, but
Well, that's and nobody's gonna believe this. And maybe yes, they will because I'm sure someone has been there. But when I had a massive stroke and I woke up and I started rehab and went through all the whatever they wanted me to do or tried to do. That was the most peace that I had because I couldn't remember. I couldn't remember all of my life, especially I had short term term memory that I could not remember. So the last few years, I I didn't know. So I was in the now that at that time, and God and me. I was thanking him that I was here. My children was thanking Father because I was here. And I didn't have the worldly problems because I didn't know what they were. I didn't know what I had left behind. I didn't know why I had the stroke, but it was stress and it was trying to do all things for everybody. And all of that was the reason that that day happened. But with the favor of God, when you have the favor of God and He's not through with you yet, believe that no matter what it looked like, no matter what it feels like, and the distractions that has taken over for so long in your life, when God puts you back on that potter's wheel, it is because he's preparing you for where you're going to go. And where you're going to go will have nothing to do with where you've been, where you come from. And so I'm here today to tell anybody, don't go by where you are right now because God has something for you to do that's going to take you to where you should be. Um, I just had to let everyone know because if you're new to this show, I've had a massive stroke. I've had 2 craniectomies and woke up from a coma. Suelo, please tell everybody why you are here and why God has you with me right
all
now.
all right. Breast cancer, stage 4 endometriosis. Well, I had stage 1 breast cancer, but I had a complete left mastectomy. Stage 4 endometriosis, which they removed. Well, I had a complete. Well, when they removed my uterus, which was stuck to my back, it severely damaged my spine, in which in 2017 I had 2 car accidents, and without those car accidents, in which Miss Judy made me understand that without those car accidents, I wouldn't have understood how severely damaged my spine was. 2018 went in, had a steroid injection. They hit my nerve, damaged my nerve on the left side, which caused me to be in a wheelchair and use a cane for some years. And now the more that I do podcasting, the more that I talk on Clubhouse, the more that I tell my story to give God the glory, actually the more that he gives me my ability to walk back. And don't get me wrong, it sometimes is very uncomfortable, and it still hurts, but I can now walk. I've learned how to walk, and people, yeah, talk about that. But hey, I'm up and I'm moving around better. So here with Miss Judy.
Right here with me, and I'm doing those steps, y'all. I've made it up to almost 2,000 steps. Okay, that was unheard of. But God is going to make sure that I'm in condition. He's going to make sure that to do what He has planned for me, my purpose. Just remember, we all have a purpose. We may go through some things. Some of them are so bad that we feel like we've been left alone, that God has abandoned us. But He is getting us tough. He's toughening us because look at 2025. Look at what's happening. We have to be fearless, fearful, fearless. Yes, we have to be spiritual warriors, because what's going on is not our imagination. You are every day. It's a challenge. It's a test. It's a test to prove that it's God that you believe in, and not all of these occurrences. Because occurrences will come and go, but God never leaves us or forsake us. So it's been a time. Where we are? We are at 7:34, and we hate to leave y'all, but we got to go because this is a 30-minute show. But we have enjoyed, and we are going to be back next Thursday. We have an hour podcast to to we can come leave where we left off today. We're gonna pick up. What come up, Suelo. What would you like to leave everybody with?
Okay. Let me see. What I want to leave. Regardless of what anybody says to you, it's about your relationship. It's about your own spiritual relationship. I remember when I thought that it was about religion or a religious relationship, it almost drove me crazy. And you know what? And every time I turned around, those people were sending me to hell. And I ask them, what kind of hell or heaven do you people have to put me in? So be careful when it comes to religious and religion, because it makes you walk a very, very thin line to where you won't be able to enjoy life. And sometimes you start, no, not sometimes. A lot of times you start judging people, and it's not your place to judge. So be careful with that. That's all I got to say. And love you to life on purpose for your purpose.
Suelo, I don't know what happened, but I'm erased. So you have to tell everybody how they can find you, how they can continue on with you.
If I can unmute. Okay. So how you can find me and how you can continue to watch me on my YouTube channel is Swaylo, SWAY-LO. That's my YouTube channel, which I just started this year. I am on Instagram, which is Swaylo01. I think that's what it is to say. But yeah, and just do me a favor. If you see me on Facebook, I'm asking everyone to respect my Facebook page. That is my personal Facebook page. If you see my name, but if you see the Swaylo Facebook page, you are more than welcome to follow that page. I could, invite you or whatever. But my own personal page, just please respect my personal page. But everything else, everyone else, you're more than open to come in and see what we do. Clubhouse, Swaylo on Clubhouse. I have a self-care awareness room and a self-awareness room on Clubhouse. And thank you for that, Miss Judy.
Yes. And we also talk about healing words. I don't have my book right here, but you all see it in the back. Healing words, speaking life into the generation. That's part of my mandate with generational turnaround. It's a parent guide. And I'm going to just put it across the screen here. Generationalturnaround.com. Come on, y'all. We have got to come together. Generational turnaround to God. That's what we got to do. It's not about who's wrong, who's right, which generation was the best, which generation did it right, and all that. It's not about that. God said, generation turn around to Him, to God. So, to God be the glory. I pray that today has been better than yesterday, but not as good as tomorrow. I pray that tomorrow will bring forth a double portion of blessing in the form of opportunity that you never saw coming. Okay? So that's my prayer for everybody. So thank you, Swalo, and thank you, everybody who came through and spent some time with us.
And thank you for having me. And thank you, everyone, for watching us. And everyone have a blessed night. And you have a blessed night, Miss Judy.
You too, Swalo. Thank you for being here.